It is Wednesday, March 20th, and that means I am 1 week on T. So that means later today I get to go ahead and give myself my first actual injection unsupervised. So I'm going to go ahead and show that, and I probably will talk about the changes that I've experienced in a week because I didn't really think I would notice anything, but I have. But first I'm going to go get a haircut because it's been like 3 or 4 months and this stuff is getting really long. So I think I'm going to ask for something like that, just like a normal guy haircut. I've been getting disconnected undercuts for a while, which like they look cool, but I think they look really like butch on me. So I do have a plaid on, you know, the butch, yeah, apparently plaid is like very lesbianish, but I'm not binding because it's uncomfortable, and so I want to wear something that would cover it up, but I actually think I look decent in this shirt. So anyway, I'm gonna go get my hair cut, go grocery shopping, then when I get back home I will talk about my T injections. Alright, well, I'm back from my haircut. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand how people think the G7X is that great of a camera, because I feel like I'm not that far from it and you can't even see my hair. The lens is just not wide enough. Anyway, this is the shortest I've ever gone in a really long time. I usually leave the top pretty long, even if I've shaved the back and the sides. This is the first time I've got the top pretty short. I mean, I don't know if I look really good with it. I'll have to play around with it, but I figured I'd give it a shot. I mean, if I don't like it, I'm not that worried about it. I'll just grow it out and do something different the next time. But yeah, so now I'm gonna go grocery shopping and then go home and take my T shot. Alright guys, so I'm back, and sorry if it's noisy in here at all, if you hear any background noise. I live in an apartment, they're doing construction outside, neighbors are always walking in and out, really nothing I can do, but yeah, so if you hear anything, it's just probably something like that. So yeah, I went ahead and got my hair cut. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is fitting for me or not? Part of me feels like it looks more feminine than it did before. I haven't had a man's cut in a really long time, and I usually do keep the top a lot longer, and I honestly kind of think that looks better on me. I don't know if it's just that I'm not used to this, or if it's that this isn't really flattering, at least yet. Maybe as I get further into T, it will look good. It is nice though, I can kind of see my hairline really well now, so that's cool. But I don't know, whenever I get my hair cut, it usually seems like the first week or two I honestly don't really like it, and then I'll like it after about the 2-week mark, and then, you know, a couple months later it's like, yeah, I really need to cut it, but I wait like another month, and then I'm like, I've got to cut this off, because I don't know, I try to prolong haircuts as long as possible. So anyway, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really sure if this looks super great on me, but let me know what you think, because you're not me, so it's easier to get a better representation from other people. Yeah. So anyway, today's my 1 week mark on T, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the changes that I've noticed within a week already, because I didn't really think that there would be many or anything that'd be super noticeable, but I've honestly already noticed probably about 4 changes that are more noticeable than I thought that they would be. So the first change that I've noticed is bottom growth. That's not really surprising. A lot of guys say that is their first noticeable change. I don't ever go looking down there. I'm super dysphoric about that part of my body, so I have taken pictures of it because I want to see if you can physically see it, but when I look down there, I can't physically see a difference because I haven't really explored down there, but I can feel a difference. It doesn't feel like longer to me, because like growth, you know, you think of like it gets longer, and I've seen some guys who've been on T for quite a while and what theirs looks like, and it's long. It more just feels full and sensitive. If my underwear touches me, like it used to not feel, I couldn't feel like almost anything. Now if it touches me, it's like, I don't know, that is hard to describe the way it feels. It's just like more sensitive feeling. It doesn't really hurt. It's slightly uncomfortable, but not so much in a bad way, more like in a sensual, sexual way. But I don't like anything sexual. Like, I identify as asexual. I have a very low to almost no libido, no sex drive, and I like that about me. I have not had an increase in sex drive, at least yet, and I hope that doesn't happen to me, but it's sort of an arousal feeling when something touches it, but not quite. That's the best way I can describe it, but it's definitely more sensitive, and it feels more full. Like, when you do get aroused, and it gets, like, essentially hard down there, that's kind of how it feels all the time. So that was my first noticeable change. My second noticeable change is my voice. I can already tell it's dropped a lot. People that I work with haven't said anything, and even if I've said, like, you can't tell my voice is lower, they're like, no, but maybe it's because it's my voice and I hear it every day. I noticed within 2 to 3 days it was dropping. And at first I was thinking maybe it's a placebo, but I do use the voice pitch analyzer app, and I'll probably throw like some screenshots up in here of what this says. But I went ahead and I've done this 4 times. I don't want to do it too often because it seems like that'd be ridiculous, but I did it way pre-T, my first day of my shot, a couple days after my shot, and today. So pre-T and like first day of my shot, my average was 197 hertz, which is in the female range. And then just a couple days into it, actually just 2 days after, when I really was starting to think that, yeah, my voice was dropping, my average was 182 hertz. It's not a big drop, but it is a noticeable drop. Still in the female range. Now, I did it again today, exactly 1 week. My average was 172, which now it says that I'm in the androgynous range. I didn't expect it to drop that fast. And I mean, I still think it sounds female to me, but I can tell that it sounds deeper, and it also feels different to speak. It almost feels more of like a strain, and I really don't want the nasally sounding voice that a lot of people on testosterone get. I don't feel like I sound that way yet, so I don't know if it's that I need to learn how to talk down here, if that's why it feels kind of like strained through here or something, but it feels different to speak. It honestly kind of just, it feels and it sounds to me like when you get a cold and you get that like gender euphoria of, oh cool, my voice is lower, but it's definitely lower. And I noticed it within 2 days, and I thought that that would not happen at all. So that one was weird for me, but I mean, I'm fine with it so far. It's just faster than I thought it would be. And then another change, I guess, my skin seems slightly more oily. I don't know though if that's from tea or if I was just already hormonally having like an oily period of time, because when I got my shot I thought I seemed really greasy that day, and I obviously had not had tea, so maybe I was just greasy, but it feels just slightly oilier. It's not bad, but I've noticed that, but it's hard for me to pinpoint and say like that is 100% from the tea. So that's really all the changes that I've noticed so far, but I just didn't think I would notice anything within the first week. I guess I kind of think my happy trail looks like slightly more full, but I'll have to really compare it to a photo to know for sure that that's not just like a placebo. But yeah, so that's the changes that I've noticed. Now, as far as tea goes, so my insurance company still doesn't want to cover it, so I went ahead and paid for it out of pocket, so I can give you the cost of what tea cost completely with no insurance. So this size bottle, which this says this is like 200 milligrams per milliliter. I don't know if it actually says the size of the... Okay, I don't know what size this is, but it's small. It's smaller than the one that they gave me at the clinic. The only thing I'm concerned about, it's hard to tell because there's a label all the way around this bottle, but this bottle's only half full. So I'm wondering if I got gypped or if that's just how they come. This is my first one that I've gotten, so I don't know if that's normal. But it just seems like there's a lot of extra space that they could have put tea in that they chose not to, or I got gypped. So, this, I guess, according to the pharmacist, should be at least 3 weeks, maybe 4. So this is about a month's supply. This bottle was about $20 to $23. Since I didn't have insurance pick it up and I work for the company, I was able to get a discount on it of like $2. So I think I paid like $20 for this. Essentially, tea is about $30 a month. So about $1 a day. So if you don't have insurance at all and you want to know how much it'll cost, that's how much. I'm still going to be fighting with their insurance because I think that they should cover it. It's not that expensive, and it's for gender dysphoria. It's kind of irritating. I know I don't have good insurance, and I don't really like my insurance company anyway, but it's just who my work, says to go through. So I don't really have a choice, but I did think that going informed consent would be cheaper. I mean, tea isn't that expensive, like generic-wise, so yeah. There you go. If you don't have insurance and you have to go informed consent and you pay out of pocket, about $30 a month, so that's not that bad. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and I guess give myself my actual first shot. Hopefully I do this correctly. Ooh. It's like anxiety inducing to know you're about to like shoot yourself with a needle. It's anxiety inducing for two reasons. One, because it's a needle and I don't have that big of a needle fear, but actually almost none. I really don't mind needles, but it's still kind of, yeah, to do it yourself, it's freaky. And two, because you're about to put a hormone in your body, and even though I want it, it still kind of like gives me anxiety for now. That might, eventually change. So they told me step one at the clinic was to inspect your vial and make sure that there's no crystals or that it's not cloudy or anything. I couldn't even see in the vial that they gave me because it wasn't clear. It was like dark brown. So I thought that step was weird there because I don't know how you would even know if anything happened into it. So step one looks good. Then step two would be to prepare your syringes. And so this is the syringe. This one's fine. The ones that the pharmacist gave me are also fine. The only thing I'm worried about that my pharmacist gave me is the actual needle to inject yourself with, because it's a 1.5 and they gave me a 1, so I'm not sure I'm going to want that extra ½ inch there. They told me to like leave everything partially in the package because the package is sterile, so you don't want to pull anything fully out. So I took the lid off of the tea bottle, and then they want you to disinfect the actual bottle. So alcohol pad. And they said to start from the inside and work your way out, which kind of makes sense, so that if there was anything on the bottle, you would be spreading it further away from where the needle is going to go. So on the inside, just kind of like work your way out so that this vial is completely sterile. And this would be the needle to draw up the fluid. And it should just essentially click into place. And I think I opened the syringe upside down, but I don't think that's a huge deal. So they should just kind of click into place. And then they like twist together. Now this is still capped. Okay, so they told me to pull the syringe back to 0.2 and inject the air into the vial. And that is to help you reduce air bubbles. So they said to go in directly straight. Okay, I'm just gonna like only put the needle partially in. That way, hopefully it gets all the fluid. That's probably why you can only get 3 shots out of this vial and not 4, because I bet you're gonna waste tea and not be able to get all of it, which is kind of annoying since they paid for it. Okay, so now this is actually at 0.2 with tea. So now I think you want to pull it further back so that you get what's in the needle out. And then you want to switch to the needle you're going to inject yourself with. Okay, then they said push it up until you see 1 drop come out of the tip of the needle, and then you know that your syringe is full. Okay, and there's 1 drop. So now this is good to go. So now I just gotta find my injection site. So I did my right thigh last week, so they said every other week you should change legs, or every week you should change legs. So I guess I'm gonna do my left. They said, which I'll switch camera angle so you can see this, that from the seam of your pants to the middle of your leg, you should find a spot in the middle. So I'm gonna have to undo my pants now and do that part of the shot. Alright, so we're gonna go right about like here. Now you want to take your other alcohol pad, sanitize the area. They again said to go like inner to outer. Let that dry so it doesn't hurt too bad. Then remove the cap want to get the, I think the safety thing out of the way, and just go in at like a perfect 90 degree angle and just fast like a dart. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, this part's super nerve-wracking. Alright, then once it's in, slowly push the T in. Pull it out, put the safety on the needle, and then put a Band-Aid on. Which I got a cute Paw Patrol one, because I love Paw Patrol. Alright, and there's that. That actually wasn't too bad. It kind of didn't really hurt at all, but it's so nerve-wracking getting ready to inject. I don't know why. But anyway, so if you think I did anything wrong, let me know, because I'm definitely down to take tips, because I'm just going off what I remember the doctor telling me. Like, I didn't film it or anything, so I don't really remember if I remembered every step correctly, but I think I did. So that's how they taught me how to do it. Pretty sure I did it right. But if you have any suggestions, tips, things I can improve on, let me know. And yeah, so I'm gonna go dye my hair now, and then I guess, I don't know if I'll make a video next week. If I do, it probably won't be tea related. And then I'll make a 1 month update when I get there. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.